Classes were out, but the community was together at the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs today, gathering to remember the two people killed in a dorm room last Friday. This morning, police in the Springs announced the arrest of the murder suspect, 25-year-old Nicholas Jordan, a UCCS student from Detroit, Michigan. Investigators say he knew the victims, a fellow student, Samuel Knopp, and Sealy Rain Montgomery, who's not a student. Knopp was from Parker. Police say that they've had a warrant for Jordan's arrest since Friday night and found him sitting in a vehicle in a neighborhood in Colorado Springs this morning. On Friday, through the weekend, with the killer on the loose, Colorado Springs police insisted that there was no threat to the community. We hear those words from law enforcement often, even in situations where a suspect is not yet in custody. Marshall Zellinger looks at law enforcement's reasoning behind that frequent claim.
Threat is defined as a person or thing likely to cause damage or danger. Yet law enforcement, like Colorado Springs Police on Friday, said there was no threat after two people were killed in a dorm on the campus of University of Colorado, Colorado Springs.
We don't believe at this point that there is an ongoing threat to the community, and we're investigating this as an isolated incident.
Even UCCS told students in an alert there is no safety concern on campus. But on campus, police found 24-year-old student Sam Knopp shot and killed, along with a 26-year-old woman, Sealy Rain Montgomery.
You feel like you know who it is, you know what their motives were, and you don't see signs that they're someone who's likely to become, a serial shooter, that you may make a statement to that effect because you're trying to balance the concern in the community.
Justin Smith is the former Larimer County Sheriff. We asked him about law enforcement saying there's no threat when someone who just killed other people is still out there.
Typically, you don't see them go on to multiple murders.
Saying there is no threat to the public is something we have heard before. In 2017, Park County teenager Maggie Long was killed in her home. The home was burglarized and set on fire. A few months later, then Sheriff Fred Wegner released details of the crime and showed photos of the types of guns that were stolen from the home, and then assured the public that the unknown killer or killers were not a danger.
Based upon the information that we have gathered, we are very confident that there is no threat out there right now to anybody else.
What it's doing is acknowledging that law enforcement, throughout their investigation, has enough information that they believe that the motive on this was very targeted to those individuals, and that the evidence so far is not pointing to this person having a likelihood to be targeting others in the community.
Law enforcement said there was no threat this weekend, and based on the news from Colorado Springs Police, they arrested a suspect and don't believe that person harmed anyone since. I'm told by someone close to the investigation that when we learn the details that were known by police, we will understand better why they said what they said. But Kyle, I still point out in situations like this, the person may have gone to do a crime and targeted specific people for that crime. But after that, who knows what happens, that they might do something to avoid getting arrested, and suddenly it's no longer about individuals, it's about saving your own tuchus.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, even if you have a suspect and a victim who knew one another, the fact that you have a suspect on the loose, presumably trying to evade capture, perhaps armed, that kind of thing, suggests there's some threat to the community. But we fall into that cop speak, right? The police say it, people in the media just kind of parrot it.
This is where I wish they could just say what they could say, which is, we believe the person's known to each other, we're not concerned, stuff like that. Be as transparent as possible. But yeah, this cop speak is, no, there's a threat out there because they just killed somebody and you don't have them in custody yet.
Yeah, we want to use plain language. We ask other people to use plain language whenever possible. Marshall, thank you.